Well, that's weird. Looking at some ground this morning. We got a frost. Mine's showing 35. And there's a little frost on the ground. So anyway, I'd hope maybe I could drill today. Drill some wheat, but it doesn't look like it. Beans are yellowing and losing leaves. I don't know who threw that out, but I'll get it after bid. I kind of don't want to touch the Bud Light can too bad. She gets a little cool. A little grumpy when it gets cool. I think it's 43 this morning, something like that. And it got down to 30 last night, so anyway, I told you we got that inch and a tenth of rain. So when we wanted to start drilling wheat, we were pushed back just a hair. We're going to give it a whirl this morning. It's Sunday, October 8th, and we like to start by the 5th, but that wasn't an option this year. I don't know how many days we've got to drill. We've got a lot of traveling. That's going to hurt us, but we're going to go to the far north one this morning. There's 80 acres up there. Make sure we have everything up and running good. Probably won't get in a great hurry today. We'll drill that 80, get moved back towards the house, and go from there. Later. Well, we got moving. Headed up to that north farm I was telling you about. I've got the drill, I've got the truck and the pup. Never used the pup for fertilizer, so never used it for seed as far as that goes. So hopefully it works all right. We've ran it at the house to make sure everything was going to run. Get up here, we got a set depth on the drill, we got a set rate on the drill, and I think that's it. Let's see if we can get moving. We made it here anyway. Motor warming up. We got the drill depth set. We'll get some wheat in her first. Wheat's already full. Fill the fertilizer and double check our depth. Go from there. Alright, we're just about done filling the fertilizer. Wheat's full. Hopefully everything runs smooth. A few things to adjust and then we'll be good. This is that diverter valve we put on. So the motor runs into here. This lever in runs the back trailer. This lever out runs the semi. Works pretty good. Just trying to calculate. This drill chart's never been right. Even with the right drive, it's not quite right. So anyway, we've written over the years where it actually is. And we've adjusted it now from that. The drill's extremely heavy when it's full of seed and fertilizer. Looks like we might have a tire that's slow. Yeah, that tire's terribly low. Those are new tires, and it's my fault I didn't check it. See how it's running the rib. A lot of residue here. Hopefully it cuts through it all. I'm going to stop and check depths. I'd like to see it just a little bit deeper. We're disturbing quite a bit of dirt. I'd like to see it just a hair deeper. I guess we're going to leave the depth alone. Got some press wheels tight, some that are a little loose, obviously depending on ground conditions. Plenty damp. Time to go though. These guys at Broadcast Seed, I don't know how they get that to work, but they do. Some of them don't even vertical till it in, they just broadcast it. I think where conditions where the press wheels are tight, we're 1.5 inches deep, but there's places where it's 1/2 to 3/4 too. Some in that residue that's so thick. That's just a minimum till drill. That's not a full-blown no-till. We've always no-tilled with it and seemed like we've had pretty good luck, but like I said, you can see it's disturbing the ground. And you know, a lot of them are going in well. But you get some of this trash in the center of the row, and it may be dropping some of that on top, which is not ideal, but you can throw wheat in the middle of the gravel road and it'll grow. Does that make it right? Not necessarily. We need a good root system on it. Alright guys, I'll bring it back. Alright, my boy's gonna bring us a air hose and an air chuck. We'll get it off the, air it off the tandem. Put a little hole in it.
Dolphins, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Houston, Titans, Saints, Rams, Cincinnati, Chiefs, Jets, Dallas.
Second filling. Fertilizer chain jumped off again on that end. We rerouted the chain. Now it's better. I think he got about 30, 37, 38 acres on that drill. Well, we got him loaded and running. He's clear on the other side. 6 acres on this side of the ditch and 35 on the other side of the canal. So time we had to fill on this one, he won't have enough seed to do the north side, so I'll have to sit here and wait and refill him at some point. Probably won't wait till the end. This guy's supposed to be doing something, and all he's doing is watching football. Instead of working, he's watching football. Alright guys, I may throw this on so you can see what we're doing. Just drilling wheat. Poverty grass. Later guys. I lied. We didn't quit. Alright, I'm gonna keep drilling. Talk to you later.
Grease everywhere.
We got a mess this morning. This is the main pivot. I think I pretty well, there's a new bearing, emery cloth in that. I'll show you what I'm doing. So Great Plains, brilliant idea. And like I said, I'm a fan of the Great Plains drill. I've changed this before. So anyway, this is the main pivot. Everything pivots on here. Well, the top bearing has went out twice in 20 years. You can see it's really eaten up in there now. And in order to get this arm, that's where this deal that I have in the lathe comes in here, drops in there, then this bolts to it. Well, the genius is put back here. They've got to stop so that the bolt comes in. Let me zoom you out, hang on. Okay, so the bolt comes in this direction. And then the nut goes on this side. Well, the bolt, which is right there, will not clear from that edge to the drill. So why in the heck we didn't put the bolt in the other direction? I can't imagine the nut not clearing. I don't know. So anyway, in order to get that bolt out, to pull this spindle out, you have to take the drill completely loose, which I've done. Then pull the tractor ahead, pull this piece out, rebuild this, and put it back together. So anyway, not a very happy camper this morning, to say the least. It's kind of a cluster. Nice design, Great Plains. Okay, I got the bearing packed, new race put in, that bearing packed, seal put in. And this thing, believe it or not, has a little bit of a camber, like one way or the other. And we put it in wrong years ago, and the bearing lasted about 1 day. Let's see if I can zoom out. See if I can zoom out. Anyway, so yeah, we had to mark it this time on which way it went forward. Okay, and we'll put the bearing and the nut on the bottom and tighten the crap out of it. Alright, got it back together. Had to find an easy out. I must have sheared that zerk off when I dropped that off, because the zerk was laying right there, and I know I greased it yesterday. And got the cap back on, filled it with grease. Starting to get a little grease there. Might have over greased it. It's a little bit snug, but I think I'd rather have it tight. It's not a wheel bearing. It's not running constantly to build heat. It just pivots when it folds. And then the rest of your pivot, you know, like if your box is sagging or goes through a dip, is in this pin. So this pivot is strength, and let me rephrase that. This pivot is all your weight when you fold. So when you raise the drill up, this has weight on it as well, but it's not pivoting on the bearing. The only time it pivots on the bearing is when this turns in or out to fold the drill. So I think I'd rather have it extra tight. I say extra tight, you can see I'm still turning it with my hand. But anyway, all right. This tire, we aired it up yesterday, as you guys saw in the video. It's low again. It's never lost air. Must have hit something in the road. This is the other side. It looks to be fine. Seal's still in place. I was trying to look and see if that bolt that they put in backwards would hit anything, and I just don't think it would. See, this bolt here is the one you can't get it out. But if a guy put the nut on this side, I think it would be, I don't think that nut, go back around here, I don't think that nut would hurt anything on this side if it cleared, because this is all bolted solid. You know, this is bolted solid to this, and this is all one, it moves together. I just don't understand why they would do that. All right, we're gonna get some help. That box weighs about 2,000 pounds empty, so I'll bring you back. Bob showed back up and helped me put the box back on. It's kind of a handful. Got everything. Raising it up. Make sure she folds, I guess. You probably don't have the box on, do you? We've got a splitter on that so we can run 3 hydraulics. That thing's leaking like a sieve. So anyway, we have a splitter on it so we can run 3 hydraulics and even have it turned on. You gotta have it powered. Almost folds too good. Alright, that project I hope is done. This is a view from the back. This is where they put the head that you can't get out because of the frame. This one it's folded up, of course. That's all in there, and we hope it stays. Well, it's about 2:30. I'm sitting in the shed waiting for tandem to air up, and I don't know, sometimes I think we just push too hard, which that's how we grew up and that's how most farmers are. Most. So anyway, I don't know, we'll see what we get done. I'm gonna go drill a little bit. We've got about 45 or 50 acres left on that place. We'll get that drilled. I would like to get moved to the next one. I can drill after dark, but I don't want to move in the dark. It's going to put me right out dark, I'm afraid, with moving. But anyway, we'll just do what we can do. That's all we can do. A little bit hard, one person. Trying to hold the phone and run a remote. We've got the hydraulics wired into remote so we can turn it on and off. Alright. This is going to be a little tough one-handed, so I'll bring you back.